The most power you get from an organization really is when you get people to share their ideas.
We kind of follow one simple rule: make sure that you have good people.
The work that we do actually reaches the light of day and real people are using it. And that's the thrill.
You've got to have a passion for what you're doing. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You've got to believe that you can make a difference.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've just wanted to build things. It's knowing that you're, in your own small way, you're doing some good in making people's lives better.
We're always looking new way of doing things.
There's never a time where we say that is an answered question totally.
So it takes people with lots of persistence and who are willing to sit back there and try things over and over.
I get to work with my hands. It's almost like creating something, like sculpting something.
In order to develop sophisticated leading-edge technologies, you tend to have to hire the best and the brightest.
This is by far the most gifted, raw talent of any place I've ever been.
Here's a new, exciting shopping experience. It's a world of virtual cities filled with goods and services. The floating billboards preview what each city offers. Shoppers browse at their leisure, at their own speed, in comfort and privacy. It's so simple and natural that it's easy to forget there's a computer involved. Retailers can expand their markets without adding a lot of overhead, and these stores are always open. Let's take a closer look at this city. Virtual retailing is unique and powerful. The retailer's themes, ambience, and styles are all here, personally presented to each shopper, more powerful than TV commercials, catalogs, or flyers. It combines the convenience of home shopping with the richness of retailing. Shoppers can even choose their language. Let's see it at work. We'll plan a party, starting with the menu. Here comes our personal shopping assistant to greet us and help us.
Welcome to Chez GB. My name is Franz, and I'm here to help you plan your evening. At Chez GB, we offer menus from around the world. We have organized our menus by country.
We can explore the cuisines of many lands. Virtual retailing delivers personal service, stimulates the customer's imagination, and builds the kind of lasting business relationships that retailers value.
Our chef has created several menus to choose from.
Shoppers can even learn how to prepare these dishes.
Prenez un avocat bien mûr. Coupez-le en deux en contournant bien le noyau et enlevez la chair par petites cuillerées. Prenez quelques tranches de saumon fumé d'Écosse et découpez-les en dés.
Shoppers can accept a suggested menu or visit an Italian village to find alternative items.
Here, in the village, you may explore other choices for your menu.
Even choosing wine is an adventure, and service here is always the best. And checkout is easy and painless.
Touch to confirm your purchase of these items. A copy of the menu and complete recipes are available for printout. Thank you for shopping GB.
Now explore other exciting shopping options. It's easy. Because of the simple and natural browsing interface, there's no such thing as a mistake. The shopper can explore these virtual cities with specific purchases in mind, or can be just looking. Here's the travel headquarters. Let's plan a vacation. Because virtual shopping is customized, it tailors plans to destination preferences, budget constraints, time available, and so on. Each trip will be as unique as the traveler. We start with the whole world to choose from. The side screens can give us all the details, like this. Plan family adventures, organize educational trips, and find fellow travelers with similar interests. A virtual travel service can help people find excitement or relaxation and get there affordably. The Western Mediterranean sounds appealing. Let's explore. The Canary Islands are right there. Let's take a closer look. This side screen shows activities and attractions. Have you ever ridden a camel? That's just one of the many new experiences Sunjets can introduce you to in the Canary Islands. Or the camaraderie and excitement of cruising on a tall sailing ship. On historic Las Palmas, you can tour the home of Christopher Columbus and admire works of art from throughout the world. Those flags on the middle island mark hotels. Touch the flags to find out more about the hotels. This one looks comfortable, elegant, and with lots of amenities. Okay, that's the place. And we can make all the reservations here and now. Shoppers can consider, compare, and purchase on the spot, and with informed guidance. We've only seen a few examples here. The retailing opportunities are huge. This is virtual retailing, technology for retailers to expand their offerings to an ever-growing market without increasing staff, floor space, or inventory. It's available at home, over the World Wide Web, or at kiosks. The best of all worlds, a virtual world you create expressly for your customers.
You face ever-increasing competition and pressure to improve customer service and reduce expenses in retail banking today. Branch automation affects how customers complete transactions in your branches. Alternative delivery channels, such as telephone and internet banking, shift customers from traditional branch locations. Branch refurbishment costs are rising, so branch design must be optimal. And consolidation means you need to know which branches are truly profitable and should remain open. At NCR, we have the right tools to help you meet these challenges. Customer activity analysis provides detailed information about customer activity in your branches. This data helps you measure and understand how branches are utilized today and spot areas for improvement. Retail banking applications gather vast quantities of information you must integrate for day-to-day operations and strategic planning. What's been missing is an accurate analysis of the customer activity within each branch. Now, with customer activity analysis, you can have cost-effective, completely automated systems to measure different customer behaviors at a bank branch. Security camera images, which you may already have, are linked to personal computers. The computers turn the video signal into quantitative data about the customer activity in the branch. And the customer activity analysis system can be tailored to your retail banking strategies so that different customer behaviors can be analyzed wherever and whenever you need to. We'll look at 4 valuable analysis techniques. There's customer counting. It tallies the number of customers coming and going. Traffic flow analysis tracks where customers go in the branch. Teller analysis measures transaction time. Finally, queue analysis. It counts customers waiting online for service. With customer counting, you can accurately count customers entering and exiting the bank or an after-hours ATM lobby. You can use this data to optimize teller and customer service representative levels, or to determine how many self-service terminals you actually need. Over weeks or months, you can use customer counting data to determine the impact that branch consolidation or redesign has on total customers and the average time they spend in the branch. Traffic flow analysis gives a more detailed view of customer activity within each branch. As people move through the branch, we build a color representation of traffic volume. It looks a lot like the color radar map you see on the weather report. Cool colors, like blue, indicate low traffic areas. Warm colors, like pink and red, designate high traffic areas. Traffic flow can be mapped to the floor plan of the branch. And you can use several different camera locations to compare traffic at different places. Here the legend indicates that red corresponds to 589 customers traveling through this area during a specified period. This crucial information determines the most effective use of your total area. For instance, you may want to position an ATM in a quiet, uncongested location, or display brochures and various printed materials in high traffic areas for most customers to see. Teller analysis measures how long customers take to perform various transactions in the bank branch. The system monitors dwell time, an accurate measure of total transaction time, both at teller windows and at automated teller machines, where transaction time is often underestimated. And by using teller analysis, you can also count how many customers walk past an ATM versus how many stop and use it. This information tracks the rate of customer migration from teller windows to automated tellers. To understand transaction mix and transaction load balance across different service points, you can, for example, graphically display the dwell time of customers who use a standard ATM versus those who use a new two-way video ATM. Here we see that the two-way video ATM has longer transactions than does the other machine, as you'd expect from a more sophisticated device. It's interesting that customers use both machines fairly equally for short, simple transactions. As you introduce new services through ATMs, teller analysis measures customer response to and interest in these new services. You can understand and quantify, for instance, customer hesitation in using these new capabilities. Then you can make the necessary service improvements to ensure customer retention. Now let's look at queue analysis. It actually measures the number of people waiting for service. The count is quick and accurate. In this scene, the system is measuring the number of customers waiting to use the self-service terminals. Queue length is shown for the line on the right. This graph depicts a daily summary of queue analysis results, which clearly shows the peak periods of activity for teller windows and ATMs. Because wait time is a measure of customer service and satisfaction, you'll want to use this information to determine how many and what kind of self-service terminals you need, when to open and close teller windows, or when to staff additional service reps. All in all, queue analysis helps you find that delicate balance between outstanding customer service and the cost of providing that service. That's customer activity analysis. It's cost-effective because it uses equipment you already have, and it's flexible, so you can adjust it to whatever customer activity you need to measure. You can optimize branch consolidation and redesign. You can save money and provide better customer service because you can effectively balance the use of self-service devices with your need for staff. NCR, your source for customer data capture and analysis.
Hello, I'm Diego Castaño. I'm a cognitive engineer and I would like to demonstrate our most recent tutor. Coca-Cola has about 300 bottling plants in Latin America, with an average number of bottles filled at each plant being around 190,000 bottles per day, which makes for about 20 million bottles per year. Each of these bottles is inspected visually by humans, not machines, at about the average rate of 200 to 300 bottles per minute. It is very important that the people inspecting the bottles, the bottle inspectors or visoristas, as they say in Brazil, get it right. Nobody wants to drink from a bottle that is dirty or defective. Currently, the visual inspectors get minimal training, We built this tutor to give them practice before they get out on the actual production line. We designed this system to support 3 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, and English. There is a complete training system for each language on this CD. We have about 20 to 25 minutes of digital video for each language, compressed and put on the CD. On the disc, we also have a simulation of bottle inspection task, complete with lots of pictures of good and bad bottles. For the initial training sequence, we teach the students about the importance of their jobs, the types of defects and contaminations that can occur with bottles, and the parts of the bottle. This training is done mostly with video and lasts about 5 minutes. Then we get to the really fun stuff. We have here a simulation of the bottle inspection task. Using this simulator, the student can actually perform the task that they will be doing in the real world. They can watch bottles pass across the screen and select defective bottles. If they try to select a good bottle, we turn the bottle to yellow to give them immediate feedback. The system is currently set up to give them about 100 bottles, and then they get feedback on how well they performed. For example, in this last run, I missed some contaminated and defective bottles. The system then tells me exactly what I missed. One innovation we have made with this tutor is the ability to adapt to the student's performance. If I begin to do well, that is, I pull bad bottles and leave good bottles, the system will begin to speed up the line and increase the number of defects. If I perform poorly, the system slows down to match my level of performance. In this way, good students graduate quickly, while poorer students get the practice they need. Another unique feature of this system is embedded instruction. After each run of 100 bottles, the system will let me take a break and will give me a brief lesson about the job, such as inspection methods, hand washing, and bottle parts. There are a total of 29 of these mini lessons. We estimate that each student will spend 2 hours with this system, learning about the job and practicing the task. We recently tested this system in Mexico City with 9 inspectors from 2 plants. Though 6 of them had never used a computer before, they found the system easy to use and realistic enough. We find that simulation and adaptivity are key aspects of engaging and realistic training. The system can match the experience of the user and give appropriate feedback. So it's fun to use and gives useful feedback. This keeps students motivated and keeps them coming back.
NCR has always been ahead of its time so that customers could make the best use of their data. So it's no wonder that NCR has leapt ahead of its competitors with its innovative approach to data mining. Knowledge discovery. Knowledge discovery lets business users capitalize on what's in their databases so they can understand customers better and react quickly to changing market conditions. Let's join Tej Anand from NCR's Human Interface Technology Center, who will explain the shortcomings of the current technology and highlight the improvements his group has devised.
So once a business goal has been identified, the analyst has to choose a query tool, select the necessary data, subject the data to the appropriate analysis, interpret the results, and finally present the insight to the business user. The business user gets helpful information, but the next time he or she has the same or a similar business goal, the whole process has to be repeated manually.
Yes, and it takes so long.
And we often get information when it is too late. Another drawback to today's data mining techniques is that the information is available only to a select few.
Tej, isn't there some way that everyone in the company can have access to the information they need to make decisions?
Yes. With our knowledge discovery solutions, there is. Let us take a look. We have developed unique software and a special user interface called InfoFrames to display data using automatically generated natural language text, tables, and business graphics. With InfoFrames, what you see is what you can use right away. We have also perfected a reusable framework for building what we call knowledge discovery applications. We can customize the business knowledge in this application to suit your needs. This business knowledge is extracted from your data using our knowledge discovery process. This process uses algorithms and heuristics developed by researchers in machine learning. We are leaders in this area because we have mastered a large number of just such algorithms to extract generalized business knowledge from your data.
Because of their research in knowledge discovery and their experience with large databases from actual customers, the team at NCR understands how to develop knowledge discovery applications that are tuned for your business. This knowledge is readily available and in a form that all your business users can understand. Let's see how it works.
This is really amazing. I want to compare sales for a group of stores this quarter with the same quarter last year and understand why there is a change. My application has a menu of my tasks as a buyer, such as sales analysis, forecasting, and allocation. There are business issues associated with each one. I select Sales Analysis and then get the Report Selection menu. Here I can choose from business overview reports, product profiles, etc. I want Business Overview, so I select that option. Then I specify my inputs. I want to look at New York Metro stores, and here's my report in an info frame. I see that there's been a 22% increase in volume. The system automatically drills down. That is, it goes into greater detail in a specific area. It notes what merchandise had the greatest increase and decrease in volume. I get performance support because right here in the info frame is an explanation as to how the increase in apparel volume is associated with higher promotional spending and price discounting. Blue text means there is a hyperlink to other information. I can click on New York Metro and see individual store performance, or I can click on men's apparel and the system will drill down to show me which brands perform the best. Now I can actually use this knowledge to order merchandise that customers will buy. And I can use other modules in the application to forecast future sales.
No matter what your position or your business, we can tailor the same knowledge discovery solution to your specific business goals.
This new technology is invaluable to our marketing efforts at the bank. With NCR's knowledge discovery process and the bank's database of current customers, we built a model of customer characteristics and preferences. Now we have a profile of the customers the bank needs to target. Right here and easy to understand.
These are just samples of how knowledge discovery can help you extract what you need from your data to operate effectively on a day-to-day basis and to make the best strategic decisions. Listen to a satisfied client, Stuart M. McGuigan, Vice President Information Services at Merck Medco.
One of the things that attracted us to NCR is the fact that they have been doing this for years. They are the clear leaders in parallel processing and data mining solutions.
So discover what business leaders know. NCR has always been one step ahead of the prevailing technology. If you want tomorrow's data mining solution today, then NCR is your cost-effective one-stop shopping source.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Miller. I'm a software engineer at the Human Interface Technology Center here in Atlanta. I'd like to demonstrate for you today an experimental system we call Apropos, which is an acronym that stands for Advanced Produce Point of Sale System. Apropos is an experimental system designed to explore and evaluate solutions to a common problem found in most supermarkets, namely how to help cashiers ring up at a cash register with a scanner scale items, mostly produce, that cannot be barcode scanned at a common barcode scanner. Through cognitive science, we have discovered that people can remember names of items, such as Red Delicious Apple, much more easily than their price lookup codes, such as 4016. So exploiting that capability, we have built apropos to use automatic speech recognition to recognize what the cashier says and automatically ring it up. I'll give you part one of the demonstration in a moment. First, a word about microphones. When the system is actually deployed, this is most likely the class of device that would be used. It's a small ear microphone, fits comfortably in the ear. You can wear it all day long. It's very accurate for speech recognition purposes. Unfortunately, it's not quite ready for prime time. And so for purposes of demonstration today, I'm going to be using a conventional headset. Let's begin by contrasting the old way with the new way. The traditional way of ringing a Red Delicious Apple is to enter its POU code on the keyboard, 4016. The system recognizes that as a Red Delicious Apple and asks for wait. That's fine for items which the cashier can remember, perhaps 20 or 30 such items. But if it's anything outside the ordinary, people have trouble remembering. So the way we suggest that you ring up fruit with apropos is to simply speak its name. Red Delicious Apple.
Red Delicious Apple.
The system recognized and fed back through synthetic speech. It's primarily for your benefit that you're hearing this through the speaker. The cashier would be hearing it through the earphone. Let's do a few more so you get the general idea. Green bell pepper.
Green bell pepper.
Red bell pepper.
Red bell pepper.
Kiwi fruit.
Kiwi fruit.
Idaho baking potato.
Idaho baking potato.
You notice that I speak normally and conversationally. In our trials, we found that most common speakers of North American English can learn to use this system effectively, speaking conversationally in less than 5 minutes. That illustrates point one, how to use speech recognition to quickly and accurately enter information into a point of sale system. Now let's talk about point two. Suppose you're not entirely sure the identity of the item. It's an apple, but it's not quite clear which variety. So we start as before. Apple.
Which apple?
The system brings up what we call a decision support screen, which is a set of labeled color photographs. We can page through these until we identify which variety of apple. In this case, most likely a Braeburn apple. Braeburn apple.
Braeburn apple.
Let's try a slightly more complicated case. This appears to be a squash. Squash.
Which squash?
We can page through these and discover that this is probably a golden acorn squash. But let's just suppose it were something more unusual, such as a jicama root. I can't quite find jicama root here, which is a common mistake a novice cashier might make. But exploring further into similar items, I find it, and in fact may even mispronounce it. Jicama root.
Jicama root.
Notice that the system corrected me, so there's a certain angle of on-the-job training here as well. The last point I'd like to make is, what happens if it does make a mistake? We've not seen that happen yet, but let's try. Green bell pepper.
Green jalapeno pepper.
Green bell pepper.
Green bell pepper.
I simply leave the item on the scale and re-speak, and the system understands. That's all there is to it. Thank you very much.
Key in your Social Security number and then touch Enter. Please touch Enter to continue. Please wait while I get your personal information. If any information is incorrect, Please tell your supervisor after this session. Touch Continue to begin your training.
Now, you may never have used a computer before, but don't worry. You won't be scored or graded, so feel free to explore. We've made the Learning Center fun and easy to use. For example, most of the good stuff you'll learn will happen here, inside this notebook.
All you need to do is watch what goes on and touch the screen with your finger when asked.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I really...
Some of the time you will see videos, like the one you're watching now.
I just thought you might want to know about it. Thanks so much.
Every once in a while, you'll answer a question or play a game. For these exercises, all you need to do is touch buttons on the screen, like this.
Now you try it.
Touch either one of these buttons with your finger. That's great. See how easy it is.
Once you start a lesson, you'll see a notebook for that lesson, just like this one.
Just like a real notebook, this notebook has different sections. Each section contains material to learn during that lesson. Once you learn a section, you'll get a check mark. Another thing to notice are these buttons at the bottom of the notebook. These buttons tell you how far you've gone with that section. The yellow one tells you how far along you are and moves across the bottom as you learn more.
At Albertsons, we want our customers to see us as professionals. And a big part of professionalism comes from our personal appearance. A neat, clean appearance shows attention to detail, and the customer recognizes this.
Here are two poorly dressed employees. You need to make them look professional. Can you help them find what needs to be cleaned up? Touch one of the pictures to begin. This employee has some personal appearance problems. Touch 3 items in the list that you think are wrong. Jeans, hair, tie, shirt, apron. Touch your answers. Yes, jeans are not allowed. Albertsons dress code requires dark pants. 2 more to go. That's right, loose and crooked ties are not professional. 1 more to go. Right, his hair needs to be combed. Albertsons has a dress code and uniform for each employee and department. See your manager for details on your uniform and how you should dress for work.
You and I are going to take a tour of this store. As we go, we will meet some customers and employees. Each customer will have a problem or special request. I'll ask you if they are doing a good job. If no one is helping the customer, I'll give you the chance to assist.
Touch the Continue button to help your first customer.
Oh, excuse me, could you help me? Listen, I was here about a half an hour ago. I have a big project going on. I have to drive all the way back to the store. I have this milk. It's really sour. What are you going to do about it?
What would you say? You'll need to go talk to a manager. I just started here. We're so sorry. We'll replace it immediately. How long did that milk sit in your car before you got home?
Touch your answer.
What do you mean, how long did it sit in my car? This is your store's fault. Excuse me for bothering you, but, you know something? I think I'll shop someplace else. Thank you very much for your assistance.
It is not a good idea to question the customer's actions. By suggesting that she left the milk in the car too long, you have only made her angrier. Remember, service first. Try to help the customer without questioning them. It's cheaper to replace a $2 carton of milk than to lose a customer for life.
Now, try again.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate you following through with this. I've shopped here for years, and I just thought you might want to know about it. Thanks so much.
Good answer. We guarantee all of our products, and that's just what you did. The replaced milk will pay for itself when she shops here again. Being friendly is a good way to calm an irate customer. If you are polite, courteous, and solve their problem, their anger will fade away.
Smart training, the next step. A new way of training is coming. It will help prevent or reduce losses like these and worse. There's no doubt we need it. Most training is still antiquated. Let's bridge the gap. The gap that we've got to bridge is beyond that abstract knowledge transfer process into the specific skills enhancement process. How to do a function, how to improve a skill or adopt a new skill. The process of doing something, which is more than just what you put into your head, but how it comes out in your hands. The old way of training was mostly hands-off. Lots of lectures, the instructor showing, but not the student doing. The new Smart 1 trainer teaches performing skills. Not only what the skills are, but how to do the job. Using a GKIS approach to the training, an individual can proceed at his or her own pace. And by use of artificial intelligence, the technology can ascertain the level of learning, an individual's background, where they're strong, where they're weak.
You just made a terrible mistake. How would you like to learn more? Should I show you or tell you?
Now what do I do? Well, I remember this one. It's the computer lab. The gas is in the front yard. No, I just tried that. It must have changed. Well, we'll have to go inside then. All right. How's our other meter?
And test them on it, train them on it, teach them on it. They can repeat it time and time again until they get it right.
Does natural gas have a strong odor?
Yes, sir, it does.
Like rotten eggs?
No, natural gas has no smell at all.
Is natural gas poisonous?
Yes, it is. I would say in heavy concentrations, natural gas is poisonous.
Is it heavier or lighter than air?
But you need to know what's right, and that isn't always easy.
Lighter. It stays down on the ground.
Heavier.
It's lighter than air.
Does it always burn?
Yes, it burns. Not always. Natural gas will always burn.
It's still a lecture, no matter how many flip charts. But GKIS's Smart 1 trainer uses discovery learning, so it isn't dull and repetitive. It makes learning easy by making it interesting and exciting.
Good.
If you already have a skill, you don't waste time learning it again.
I'll try again.
But the training does make sure you know how to do what you need to do, and uses simulations, case-based training, multimedia. It's much more real, so you learn better. And you don't need to be a computer expert to use it either. The best training is concise and interactive, interspersed with group projects, role-playing, and hands-on experiments. We see here the opportunity to go beyond what has existed in the past in the delivery mechanism. Dial your telephone from wherever you are and tie into a central system nationwide that will provide access to all the basic training modules. GKIS's Smart 1 trainers will run on any current network configuration, so you'll have access to whatever materials you need, whatever your job. Fortune magazine says that every dollar spent on training yields up to $30 in productivity. An instructor can't always know when you're learning, but the Smart 1 can, and does.
You tried that new Smart Trainer yet? It's really neat. Changes problems every time you use it. You can't even memorize the answers. Yeah, I got caught twice on bad filters.
GKIS's Smart 1 trainer has it all, with the intelligence to enhance training and learning, and you'll use it from wherever you are. This training is so good, so effective, that it may prevent mistakes in the future, reduce losses to property and life, and it'll be available to help 24 hours a day. We can't undo the past, but can do much better in the future with better training, which means learning that's retained better, that's more fun, more active. Smart 1 training makes smarter users. GKIS's Smart 1 trainer will help in almost any field. 2 prototypes are being developed for combustible gas indicators and hazardous materials awareness. In the future, more will evolve in many areas, like those you're seeing now. The Smart 1 makes learning fun and makes it stick, too. GKIS is applying technology to training, and you walk away with the skills you need to succeed. Smart One training for peak performance.
Oh, come in. I'm so glad to see you. And thank you for having your ID out. I wouldn't let you in without it. Well, I'm sure you can smell it. It's right over here. What the heck is that thing? Oh my gosh, is it safe? Well, I guess it's safe or I wouldn't have you in here.
Let's bridge the gap. Smart shopping is here now.
Let's see what it tells us to do. It says touch it.
It helps people make choices and
I think he'll
purchases.
really like it. Okay, well, let's buy it.
Like buying a gift for Dad.
This is called Smart Shopper. And what should we get him? Personalized gift. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Okay, Harris. Is there a name? Oh, for Mr. Harris. There you go.
It uses the data
let's
you
see, Harris,
already
has he
collect
purchased-
to
yeah,
better reach your customers.
Yeah.
There's intelligence built into these easy-to-use
really neat.
systems.
And what should we get him? Ties. Let's get him a tie. That's a great
Yeah.
idea. It recommends the one that you liked. You have good taste, Olivia. It's a perfect present. Give me 5. That's awesome. Really cool. Okay.
Multimedia makes it easy to use and fun for everyone.
I like that. This is great. See what else this has to offer.
Interactive
Might make my
kiosks
shopping
can
day go
easily and inexpensively provide different services.
Oh, great. I can have this delivered. That's really easy.
With user-centered design, we'll know about customers.
They want their names. I can handle that.
Smart Shopper kiosk. Let's see what they got.
Why can't we do this later? We have to be at the lake in 1 hour.
Because we have to get a wedding present for Michelle and Brian. Come on, it'll be fun.
Fun? Okay.
We'll write the software, do prototyping, design and architecture, and make all the pieces fit your unique purposes. Suggestive selling is a given, and it's easy to promote high-margin items. Now, we can do customized shopping, gift and bridal registries.
Why do we have to do this? It's such a beautiful day outside.
Because we have to get a wedding present. Let's see what they want. China or crystal, what do you think?
Electronics. Definitely electronics.
We can do store and item locating, making shopping hassle-free. These robust kiosks can be multilingual.
I guess we want English.
And you exploit expensive information you're collecting anyway for affinity and gap analysis. Which means it knows what people like to do and buy, the departments they shop in, what they spend. And soon we might do travel and entertainment planning.
Karen, go shopping.
Shopping from home, using new technologies
help you find
like
something
automatic
today?
speech recognition.
Karen, find green formal gown.
Using your personal mannequins,
I really like that. I think it would be perfect.
scheduling appointments. Limited only by your vision. Multimedia kiosks. Smart shoppers are on target. We can help you use multimedia and the power of information for your needs. NCR's Retail User Assistant, or RUA, is a combination of hardware and software that works with a salesperson and helps as much as that person needs. It works with a point-of-sale terminal and delivers personalized aiding and guidance. You'll see some brief examples of how it works. It tells the user what keys to press, what slips to use, and prompts through each step. Watch this employee sale, a tough one. Here, the RUA noticed right away that the sale discount was wrong and alerted her. It then reminded her that she'd neglected the slip and then told her how to fix her mistake. Now it's adapted to her current performance.
Let's try this one more time.
It gives her detail when she wants and needs it. Because the RUA observed and evaluated against an expert's behavior, she was able to finish this transaction. Its multimedia communication and its ability to adapt to the user got her through.
$60.83.
Users love the RUA, as do supervisors, managers, training personnel. Next, you'll see both more and less skilled users doing the same check sale side by side. Note the dramatic differences in the information the RUA gives each. The RUA knows that less skill requires more aiding and provides it. In doing so, it reduces the cost of inexpert use, including initial and ongoing training, incorrect and omitted data entry, help from peers and superiors, poor use of employees' time, lost business, and high turnover. The layaway you'll see next is often a difficult transaction.
Will this be cash or charge today?
Cash, I believe, and I'd like to put this on layaway.
Okay, that's fine.
When she asks for help, the RUA gives it, showing her slip options.
Oops.
But she made a simple error entering discounts, which the RUA shows her how to correct. She ignores its warning about what not to do and makes another mistake. And now the RUA has seen enough difficulty with that transaction to adapt and gives her even more specific, detailed guidance step by step. The marvel here is the machine, not the person, changed behavior.
Okay, the deposit on that will need to be at least
The
$20.
RUA helps her do her job right.
There you go. Have a nice day.
You've seen the RUA at work, adapting to different skill levels as required by the user.
In your business, you rely on vast quantities of information that must be integrated for day-to-day operations and strategic planning. What's been missing is reliable analysis of customer activity. Beyond what they buy, you want to know where they go and what they do while in a retail store. But gathering and interpreting such data has been difficult and expensive until now. We can give you cost-effective, completely automated systems tailored to your particular business needs. The images provided by security cameras, which you may already have, are linked to personal computers. And the cameras and computers can be easily reconfigured so that different customer activities can be analyzed wherever and whenever the need arises. The outcome is customer activity analysis. We'll look at 4 current customer activity analysis techniques and the valuable information each can reveal. There's customer counting. How many people are in the store? There's traffic flow. Once inside, where do they go? There's display analysis. What do customers stop to look at? There's queue analysis. How many people are waiting to be checked out or served? Let's talk about customer counting. We can count customers entering and exiting the store, as well as moving between floors or departments inside the store. And our counting is highly accurate, even at different camera angles and lighting conditions. You can use the counts to schedule your staff effectively. This data tells you when the most people are going in and out, so you can see when you'll need more cashiers. This data shows you when the most people are in the store, so you know when you need more salespeople. Customer volume can be compared with sales data to measure store performance. Traffic flow analysis gives a more detailed view of customer activity. While they are in the store,
Where do customers go? As people move through the store, we build a color representation of traffic volume. It looks a lot like the color radar map you see on the weather report. Cool colors like blue correspond to low traffic areas. Warm colors like pink and red correspond to high traffic areas. Traffic flow can be mapped to the floor plan of the store. And you can use several different camera locations, so you can compare traffic at different places. You can spot high and low traffic areas on a single day. Compare one day's traffic with another. Even compare traffic between different stores. Knowing where people go can help you plan where to locate the various departments. You can place high margin items where they'll get the most exposure. You can examine traffic versus sales, so you'll know if people are buying or just looking. And by combining sales figures with traffic flow information, you can evaluate the effectiveness of your promotions. Are your promotions bringing in people who buy, or just bringing in the crowds? Or are they attracting people to your store at all? Display analysis homes in on activity at specific displays. Customers passing by a display are counted. If a person stops, dwell time is measured. This dwell time information is valuable in several ways. You can measure customer interest and reaction to displays. You can better understand customer preferences. And by combining this information with sales data, you can learn how customers respond to promotions. Now let's look at queue analysis. It actually measures the number of people waiting for service. Whether it's a checkout line, a sales counter, or a service desk, the count is quick and accurate. Wait time is a measure of customer service and a huge factor in customer satisfaction. Watch that last person in line. He gets tired of waiting, so he abandons his merchandise and leaves the store. He is obviously not a satisfied customer. With queue analysis, you can compare the length of checkout lines over a period of time and determine when to open and close lines, thus getting the most customer service for your staffing dollar. Queue analysis can also generate an alert on the spot when lines get too long, so you can open another line right away. That's customer activity analysis. It's cost-effective because it leverages equipment you may already have. It's reconfigurable, so you can measure whatever customer activity you need. You can improve store design, and both retailers and manufacturers can market products more effectively. And it helps you improve customer service while maximizing your staffing investment. So whether your concern is for one store or a whole country of customers, customer activity analysis helps you walk all over your competition.